Israelites, both near and far, to have them observe the 14th and the 15th day of the month of Adar each year. As the time went, the Jews gave themselves rest from their enemies, the month when their trouble was turned to happiness and their mourning to a holiday. These were to be days of banqueting, happiness, sending gifts to one another, and providing for the poor. So the Jews committed themselves to continue what they had begun to do and to what Mordecai had written to them. The Lord add blessing to the reading of his word.
Happy Sabbath. Good morning. It is so good to see you. Good to see you all here, and I pray that the blessing of the Lord will be with you and you'll gain his rest this day. The last passage that we just read, and thank you, Fred, for reading this, is a decree that on a certain day, 2 days of holidays. How many of you here mind holidays? You don't. That's good. It's good to take days off. It's good to celebrate. It's good to stop and rest. Did you know that the Americans in general, they take way less vacation than the Europeans? So what are you doing? Why are you still doing the same thing? Work, and not stopping. Why don't you stop and rest? Well, there are many reasons for that, and one of them is the fact that that's how the society works. That's how society here works. But there is other reasons. There are other reasons to that. We want to have more. We want to spend more. And sometimes you cannot do that without working harder. That's one of the driving factors in this society too. But when Mordecai recorded and gave this command for celebration, it was really a rejoicing at that time. Because if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, we started talking about the Esther, from the book of Esther, about the Queen Esther. Remember? We talked about her. For such a time as this, she was a Jewish young lady who ended up to be the queen of Medo-Persian Empire. But something happened in between, and that's what we'll be talking about right now. How many of you, while driving, you are listening to music? Okay, every once in a while. I would like to suggest that next time that you drive and you feel the urge to turn on the music, keep it quiet. Leave it silent. I am willing to predict that not too long after that, you'll be tempted again to push the button and hear some music. Am I right? Okay. Why? What is that? The habit. The power of habit. The habit to do what? Entertainment. The habit of entertainment. The habit of doing something. Isn't it? I mean, even when you're sitting down, you have to do something. Can you sit more than 30 seconds in one place without doing something? And even here at the church, where we are waiting, we're waiting for 5-10 minutes to the service to start. We have to do something. We have to read something. We have to, do nothing with these do-nothing machines. But we cannot stand still. We cannot sit still. Is that right? Because our mind is so busy, we have to do something. The do-something machine, crochet or whatever you do, you have to do something. I have entitled the sermon today, Stand Still and See the Salvation of the Lord. It comes from Exodus chapter 14, verse 13, when the people of God, Israel, were taken out by a mighty hand of God from Egypt. And that's what God told them through Moses. Stand still and just watch and see the salvation of the Lord. It is terrifying to be in the passenger seat and do nothing when somebody younger does the driving. It is terrifying not to do anything while sitting on your chair at home. Just do this test at home today. Go home in your living room, throw the TV remote away, turn off all the music, all the distractions, and sit in your lazy boy chair or on your couch. Just sit. You see, right away you're thinking, what's he doing? Why doesn't he say anything? He's supposed to say something. We have to do something about it. Turn the lights off and let's go home. Or say something. Let's read something from the Bible. It's hard. That's our very own nature, to do something, to take control of things. But God is inviting us to stand still and let him do the important things. In fact, the Sabbath day is part of this education of doing nothing, and by that meaning trusting him to do something for you. In the very core of the commandment, the fourth commandment says, work 6 days and do all your work. That's your time to be busy. And then on the seventh, just stand still and let me do what I need to do. Because in the end, I am the one who is doing for you. Isn't that right? I'm the one who supports your life. I'm the one who's giving you breath. I'm the one who's providing for you, for your family, for yours. Just stand still. But we are so inclined to do something. This is the experience that the people of Israel have had in the book of Esther. Let's go back to the book of Esther and take it up from chapter 5. Please open up with me in chapter 5, the book of Esther. You can find it in the Old Testament after the Second Chronicles, after Nehemiah, right after Nehemiah. Okay, the book of Esther, and open up with me in chapter 5. When you're there, say amen. Chapter 5, Esther chapter 5. Apologies. Chapter 3 this time. Chapter 3. Esther chapter 3. Verse 7. Chapter 3, verse 7 in Esther. It says like this. In the first month, which is the month of Nisan, in the 12th year